Hey, Juan, Mark, and Joey here on a Monday afternoon, and we're working because we love our podcast. It's a holiday here in Canada, but we got golf coming up, or that happened on the weekend, but coming up is the start of the FedEx Cup. I want to remind you, ultimatesportschannel.com. Everything's there. All the sports, all the podcasts. We can't do them all here. As we say, ours are special features for the fans, from fans. We're fans. We're not the guys on TV for 2 hours every day. But we have all that stuff on our channel, so you can go and take a look at that. See other podcasts, see stories, but we bring the ones to you that we feel we can speak intelligently as fans and give you our point of view in that. And of course, number one for us is golf, because golf is what you play as a professional. We've been around golf a long time, and we love the sport, and we love the competitiveness going in now that we have a playoff with FedEx Cup the last 10, 12 years, whatever it's been, makes golf a really exciting end of the season, just like all other sports out there. So this week, and I'm going to give my excuse up front because I know Joey's going to hammer me because he had a guy in the top three, I think. But I said to everybody on Wednesday that this was trying to pick guys who might move up, get in the FedEx Cup at 125. I was looking for momentum players, and I missed them all. So they all, I think, missed the cut.
Yeah,
but I'm giving you that up front, that I'm giving myself an excuse for this week because I was trying to grab guys that might have more momentum than others. Clearly didn't work. Only two guys moved up, you said.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to say you like our new background. We're trying to switch it up a little bit. Also, check out our website for more sports news. But yeah, we're on golf here, and the only two guys moved in. Pat Kazire and Andrew Landry both moved in. Both former winners on the PGA Tour, both veterans. Yes, they're the only two that moved inside the top 125. Pat Perez hung on by the skin of his teeth, missing the cut, actually, so he didn't even control his own destiny, was able to hang on the 125.
But the winner also had to hold on. He got the win, but he was one of the guys I talked about Saturday that was on that bubble. So
well, first off, I want to say, it was talked about a little bit on the weekend, how, and you may not understand this, about how guys can have stats for next year but not be in the FedEx Cup. Well, Pat Kazire and Andrew Landry both won last year. So they both got the bit of an advantage of knowing, hey, if I don't do something today, I got my card the next year automatically. But they are the ones that played best under this pressure.
They have no chance to win $10 million.
Right, and we're able to move in and get to play this week, and that's what's really important about the FedEx Cup. 3 weeks of tournaments with tons of money that now only people who qualify can play in. So that's where the bonus is of making the FedEx Cup. So congratulations for them for moving on the inside. The WYNDHAM virtually every year has guys move from outside to inside. This year was actually kind of low.
Yeah.
1 year they had 0, it was 2013. But they normally get like 4 to 5, and there really actually wasn't a ton of drama. Unfortunately, Sean Stephanie couldn't birdie 18. He ended up parring. Never really had a chance for it either. He hooked in the left bunker. Josh Teeter did have a putt to do it. He couldn't do it either. Wow. Now, another section, if you're interested in golf and the in-depth of golf, if you finish between 126 and 150, that's crucially important. So actually, there's a couple stories of guys moving from outside 150, inside there, Josh Teeter being one of them, a couple other guys being in others. And that's important because you get conditional status.
Right.
And even though you get to go to the Corn Ferry Tour Finals and get a full card, you get some starts next year from being in the top 150. So, by the way, that's almost as important. And some of these guys were talking about that, like how important it was just to move in.
Yeah.
Guys who never had a chance. Svenson's another one, 170. He got to 149. So that's a big deal, guys, and you don't understand why, but that's why. They now get conditional. They still get to go get a card down on the Corn Ferry Tour, but they get starts guaranteed. So that was a big deal for a couple of those guys. But congrats on the guys that get to compete this week. It's a long season. We always look at the guys at the top that look like, they know they have no worries about it.
And they got to take a week off.
But for guys that this is a big deal, they get 3 weeks now, like I said, of limited field sizes, get a chance to move up, make some big money, and maybe get to a tour championship, which gets them into majors, masters, tons of money, all that stuff. So congrats on a long season for a lot of these guys. A lot of hard work paid off.
And it's worthwhile getting in there, even though, like most horse races and things like that, there's going to be huge favorites, and you get some long shots. But Horschel, who's been a guy I've been picking the last few weeks, he actually is the longest shot to ever win.
75th or something.
75th.
Like
So, it's important to get there. Just like anything else, you look at the playoffs. St. Louis Blues, who get in the playoffs, win the Stanley Cup, even though they were in last place in January. It's important to get there and be part of that. So we kind of scoff sometimes, 124's got no chance. Well, he does. If you come out and win another event or win a event, all of a sudden you're in top 70. Then you can get to the finals. When you're in finals, anybody can win.
I tell you what,
he proved.
You're right. They do a good job that if you win, it's substantial and it gets you obviously closer to that top 30. they really up the points, so that's possible. More importantly, though, like I said, you just get a chance to play like in a limited field size and make some big money because the purses are big, obviously supported by the FedEx. And then obviously, every week you get to keep on playing and no one else does. You get to play in a 70-field event next week, right?
Yeah.
You get to play in a 30-man event the week after that. So it's just all bonus at this point for these guys. And obviously, like they said, it's their job at the end of the day. And you get next year guaranteed now. It's a big relief. I'm sure it is. Guess what? If you made the FEDEX Cup, you've already made about a cool 1.5 mil. Or maybe even closer to 2 nowadays. I'm not sure for sure. But just by making it, you put that in the bank. So.
Well, and that's a big story too. For those of you who are not golf fans, let's say on a regular basis, we know this because you're a professional. Unlike every other sport, players are signed to contracts, enormous contracts. Playoffs don't mean crap most of the time. They still get paid. You don't make the playoffs, still get your contract, still get paid. Yeah. Not in golf. You either make money on your own or you don't make money on your own. And you hear about the $80 million contracts that Rory has. The guys sitting back in the 70, 125 are not making this big money. They work so hard to be on TV. They get some money that way. But, we're talking about $1.5 million with some guys that are inside the top 125 players in the whole world. And they might only make $1 million at 125, $1.5 million, 125.
Yeah.
You go and get the 125th player in almost every other sport, multi-million-dollar contracts. So golf is tough for these guys. That's why we have such emotion for them when they're going through these. We kind of say, oh, they missed by one. But that one, man, that is huge. You're not making money next week.
Well, it's also like not winning, not winning versus winning.
Yeah.
The exemption golfs gives you too, by the way. I mean, you sign 3-4 year deals, you're probably staying in the league. In golf, next year, the guy 125th right now can easily not have status next year. It could be, I'm a rookie that gets it 1 year. You can lose it right away. If you don't have a win, there's no extra years other than the next year that you're guaranteed to play on the PGA Tour.
Could you imagine being game 12 of the NFL schedule and knowing that if you don't make the playoffs, your whole contract's going to be cut, except what they've already paid you? Yeah. Imagine that stress to be in a team. And this is an individual who can only react to himself. He doesn't have teammates to help out. In every other sport, you can go and have a shitty week and your teammates help you play well. That's not the case in golf. You can only look in the mirror. It can only be about you. So we have a lot of passion around these guys. We see what goes on in their lives. We see that it seems like a lot of money to the regular working Joe, but $1.5 million in the world of sports is not a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
And these guys are making one putt can change from being on the tour, off the tour. And I'll tell you one thing. You're making $1.5 million at number 125. If you're on the Corn Ferry Tour, or what used to be called web.com for those that don't watch all the time, you ain't making anywhere near that. So you need to stay on the PGA. And so it's heart-wrenching to see some of these guys miss a putt. It's heart-wrenching to see a guy choke one off and hook it into the bunker and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, we get passionate about it because of that. So good for the guys that made it. We wish them best of luck. Their odds are long.
Let's talk about this,
but at least they can make it. But also, let's look at who won.
Well, let's talk about the winners. JT Poston.
Yeah, who I mentioned on Saturday.
He did mention. Now, 2 reasons to know. One reason to know him is he was in a Connor Moore impression video because he says Ian Poulter's Postman, but that's actually JT Poston's nickname is Postman. But the big thing about his win was bogey-free the whole entire tournament. The first one to do it since Lee Trevino, and also the first one to win, though. Lee Trevino didn't even win when he went bogey-free. So, first one to ever win bogey-free,
so
72 holes. Great playing, great round yesterday. Shot 8 under yesterday, by the way. So you think about it, he's bogey-free yet, was still so far back, shoots 8 under to win this event. Some interesting facts. He actually putts with a 10-finger grip, meaning all his fingers are on the grip. Very rare these days. You just don't see it that often. He did a great job. He looked half asleep while playing golf. It was really weird to watch. I was very nervous, and he just was like...
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. And even when he won, obviously it always sucks when you kind of finish early because he didn't really get to fully celebrate like guys.
He get to walk up 18.
Right.
He'll take the win.
He'll take the win. I'm sure he will. But great round by him. A couple notable mentions. Obviously, Webb Simpson finished second here, solo second. Very great tournament by him. His career is truly one that is...
He's doing this right now.
It's truly one
to about momentum.
To be kind of really passionate about. It's been a great career, and honestly, a career that's extended way past, I think, his due date that most people would have expected with the putter ban. Someone who kind of won majors at times where he was actually less famous than he is now. He's really now this guy who's there every week, playing fantastic golf, does it with short hitting, very straight, consistent striking.
Yeah, his green's a regulation.
So
as Joey's talking about, these guys hit it far sometimes aren't on the green.
For the amateurs at home, he's more desirable than a Rory because it looks more attainable for sure. Ben On was going for his first win too. He played okay. Actually, only had two bogeys all week, 18 and 16, both in the final round near the end. That's when his only bogeys of the week came, actually.
Struggle putting the putts in.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually more contact for him. He hit a couple of wayward tee shots near the end, which is all nerves. Played very well, going for his first win. Obviously, well inside the 125s. He's had a good career, by the way. He was the European Tour Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago as well. So he's off to a decent career. Obviously, excuse you there. He's off to a great career. Obviously, I know he really wanted to get the win, but got outplayed really at the end of the day. Personally, here's what I'm going to say. Played a little too conservative. Nature of trying to win. Yeah. So great round by him, finishing third. Now, the story for me, and honestly, the story of this year, outside the big guys winning big tournaments this year, you had Rory win 2 tournaments, big tournaments. You had Brooks win big tournaments this year. He won 3. Schauffele won 2. Tiger Woods won the Masters. These young guns coming out of college. You had Matt Wolff, Colin Morikawa, and Victor Hovland. We all know Wolff got his win. Morikawa got his win. Actually, Colin Morikawa has so many points wrapped up. He's 40th in the FedEx Cup once he got the win, and Matt Wolff is 70th. The last one, who was actually, at a time, supposed to be the first one, is now the last one. Yeah. Couldn't get it done. Victor Hovland had another great week. Really went for it. I really applaud his effort this week. And really, since turning pro, has had a great start to his career, but could not get it done. He does not have status for next year right now. He will have to go to the Korn Ferry Tour Finals to get it. Now, what's funny is, and it's kind of weird to see, made a ton of money. Lots of great finishes. Actually would have been 50th if gotten a win, which would have been uncanny. Only 6 PGA Tour wins. Hard to believe we expect these guys to win so early. But these 3 were hyped out of amateur golf. 2 of them came in and really showed that they were who we thought they were. Got wins. Going to have to continue it. Hovland showed enough to believe if he can get his status for next year, will continue to be a guy going forward. But definitely exciting on the back end of golf, where we're not really paying attention right now because we want to focus on our superstars, obviously. Great young players of the future, hopefully making a name for themselves going forward. And they got their wins, they got their cards. They will compete in the FedEx Cup. Be interested to see what they can do. He was the last one. He had 1 week to do it. He needed tied for second or a win. Couldn't get it done, but I'm sure we'll see him next year.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, I think maybe it's been more consistent. The 2 guys who got the win.
Morikawa has been the most consistent. You know? He has not finished outside top 30 in any event. That's been insane.
No, I mean the last 3 events that these guys have been on tour, right?
Been crazy.
Hovland's played well, just can't win, and that shows how important winning is on the PGA. Yeah. Like that's what gets you all the exemptions, not whether you would be top 50 in the FedEx Cup. So it's unfortunate he didn't get that win. It'll show his intestinal fortitude. He's got a chance to go down and play to get his card, and so that's going to be his job now. He needs to do that, and that's part of it. As we were saying earlier in the show here, I mean, you got to earn it on PGA. No one's writing you a contract, and that's the difference between golf and another sport. Right now, if he was a basketball player, he'd be getting a massive contract the way he played in, but he doesn't have status because he didn't win. So anyway, that's what makes golf as tough as it is. So what's really exciting about last week is it's over. The season's over. FedEx Cup, man. We can talk about majors. We can talk about everything. But here's the run to the $10 million. And it's exciting every year. There's surprise winners many years. There's given winners. Matter of fact, probably 80% have been the top guys expected. But would we have Bill Haas and
Haas,
he won. Horschel won. So there's chances for the guys that aren't there at the top of the pack. Guys can come from behind, so we'll do some cheering for those guys just so we have some excitement. But what we really want to do is see some damn playoffs. So there's life and death situations, and we haven't had that. And of course, we're going to get to the $10 million, which is exciting no matter how that happens in the game.
You also get all the stars competing week in, week out here. Yeah. 3 weeks in a row. These 3 weeks in a row are great for a couple of reasons. 3 weeks of great golf with big stars. Also, when it's over, football starting. So you get a great, really, end of a golf year. That's why he did it. Yeah. It's going to be so much fun, so exciting. A great end of the golf season. A big winner at the final tournament. And then it leads you perfectly into other sports. And that's why the schedule change was great. I think it's been overall a success. Credit to WYNDHAM for putting up a big prize to be a top 10 for the regular season. Forced a lot of these guys to play. They were joking about the pressure on Webb Simpson finishing in the top 10 of that point system. So it was all just a great win, I think, a great season by the PGA Tour. We're going to wrap it up in 3 weeks. But for the regular season, I'd say all in all, a success for the tour and for the players and everyone involved.
I agree. There's a few changes to be made, but not many. They did a great job, I think, as you're saying, Joe. And in addition to that, taking a week out of the FedEx Cup is genius because all these guys took a week off anyway. Yeah. So we didn't get the best guys for a whole FedEx Cup in the past. Now we will. They all rested this week. They're all going in. They're all going to play all 3 weeks, and they're going to be going for the championship. So I think the commissioner's done a great job in making all of this happen. I'd love to see, a commissioner with this much power in lots of the sports. It doesn't have to go to 30 owners to make changes within the league, within the sport. Good for them. It's been exciting. It's going to finish exciting, and we look forward to watching every event. We'll be back Wednesday. We're actually going to have now, we're getting some requests because actually our picks have been in the solid events where all the top stars have been very good. And we're going to do an actual betting show. We always wager on golf, but we're going to tell you who we're wagering on. So you can actually follow us, and we're going to start to build that. And of course, we're huge NFL fans when it comes to that. And then we'll rock it into playoffs for MLB, NHL, NBA, and we'll be doing a whole betting show every week leading up to those particular sports. And daily, you're going to get daily as we get into football. On the weekends, you're going to get Thursday, Sunday, Monday, and then you're going to get hockey and basketball every single night. We're going to do a sports wagering show, and so you get a chance to see that and follow along. We've been pretty successful with it, and give you a chance to see how good you are against us, or just use our information and hopefully make some money. So that's it. That's our sign off from the weekend. Wednesday, we're back with our Wednesday show, getting ready for the first of the FedEx Cup. Will be exciting. All the big guns are back, so it's going to be interesting to be picking who's going to win, and we're looking forward to it.